Guys, news linking Victor Gyokeres to Arsenal is coming in slow. You all know that. But today, we are blessed with a story coming in through from the Arsenal correspondent for The Sun, known as Jordan Davies. He has come out and obviously given something important to talk about, indicating that Arsenal want or wish to negotiate, a Gyokeres transfer to Arsenal from Sporting Lisbon. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the name of Rokani David. Aston Villa have gone ahead to hijack a deal of Maatsen to the side of Borussia Dortmund. And lastly, we're going to be discussing Yamal has come out and obviously spoken on his futures. Fabrizio Romano has something to hint on the transfer of this youngster. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button close to 300 times plus, and don't forget to subscribe. I tell you, after this video, a live video is going to be coming up to obviously have a chat with you. An hour from the time of upload, I'm going to be really putting that live video there. I'm going to be scheduling it up, and we're going to be having a 1-2 of talking with you, the viewers of this channel. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. And this is the channel that brings you your latest news and information of every football club in the world apart from Man United, because for Manchester United, you know where we are always. United matters stand. And second video of the day, I'm really fighting hard to make it 5, but wherever I get tired from, I'll be like, it's over. Right, so let's obviously start it off from the guy known as Jordan Davies. He's a football journalist at the Sun Sport, covering the side of Arsenal. He has told us that Arsenal wish to negotiate the release clause attached to Swedish striker Victor Gyokeres down to around £60 million. But as of now, it's him sporting a holding firm on the £85 million release clause valuation. Now, Arsenal are like, we are not going to come out and obviously pay that amount of money. Sporting Lisbon, however much, we're going to obviously lose out onto the deal of the guy called Benjamin Sesko, who was really Arsenal's preferred centre forward for this summer. We are not gonna come into and obviously dance to what we call your tunes, and that's what Arsenal is telling Sporting Lisbon, and they're like, however much you are stuck onto the £85 million clause, if you ever reach a time when you want to negotiate with us, we are available, provided we don't get in another striker. You understand? And that is the stance of Arsenal. And Arsenal are not willing to pay £85 million, and they are willing to negotiate that fee down to £60 million. And we all know that it won't be far off from the amount of money Arsenal was going to pay for Benjamin Sesko. For Benjamin Sesko, Arsenal were to pay £53 million, right? Let me convert here. Euros to pounds, 65 million euros. All right, 55 million pounds. That's what Arsenal was willing to pay for the side of Benjamin Sesko. If Benjamin Sesko was to cross from the side of Arsenal to join the side of, from the side of RB Leipzig to join the side of Arsenal, that is it. So those are the terms and conditions that Arsenal are really setting up to see to it that they really fit into the same bracket with Sporting Lisbon. And when you look at the amount of money that Arsenal was willing to pay for Gyokeres and the amount of money they're willing to pay for this guy, they're almost in the same region. Just it is £5 million plus the amount of money that Arsenal was going to pay for Benjamin Sesko, meaning that Arsenal have a budget of not less than £60 million for a striker. If at all they are not really willing to go ahead and do that, then they might pull out and say, let's negotiate with Napoli, right? If Napoli can agree our amount of money that we want, like offering them £80 million for a proven striker who has the Champions League experience that we want, and he has ever gone ahead to win what we call the Scudetto with the side of Napoli, then we rather go in for him because he's younger than Gyokeres. Guys, Gyokeres is going to make 26 years of age. That is it. And for the side of Victor Osimhen, he's 24 and I think he's going to make 25. And the experience he has is really better than that of a man known as Gyokeres. And I think Arsenal asking themselves as to why this man is being sold very expensively like this. And I think that's the question that is really bubbling around their minds. And that's why they're like, we are willing to negotiate a deal of 60 million pounds, right? If you're not willing to negotiate a deal of that, then we are not going to come in through. You get? So they want to knock it from 85 to 65. The moment they obviously say we are willing to obviously come to the table to negotiate a deal of Gyokeres to 60 million pounds, then we will obviously come in through. And you have a question in your head that however much Arsenal pulling out of the deal of Ivan Toney, if all doesn't go on as to plan, can they really get the 60 million pounds, carry it, and obviously take it direct to Brentford and tell, please get us Ivan Toney? Will Arsenal hit frustration levels? But they still have very many other strikers to look at. There is Santiago, Zigzi looks like he's going to Manchester United. You can talk about Vlahovic. There is Moriel, Broby. And during the Euros, Arsenal might scout out a striker that most of us are really very novice about, and they might obviously get him in. You understand? So we wait and see how that pans out. But Arsenal have gone ahead to set new negotiation terms for the side of Sporting Lisbon if at all they are to sign the player. And I think Arsenal might obviously come to a round table to obviously negotiate with this side of Sporting Lisbon, because they haven't gone ahead to do some huge transfers. Goncalo Inacio hasn't gone ahead to be really put into consideration, and Diomande is another one that they expect to sell. And maybe what is really putting Sporting Lisbon into a very strong position of negotiation is their books of accounts are really balancing on very well, and they're like, we shouldn't fidget to sell in a player. Even if we don't sell him this summer, we might sell him in January or in the summer transfer window of 2025. That is it according to me. But Arsenal are clinging on their stance. The same applies to Sporting Lisbon, but Arsenal still believe Sporting Lisbon will fall off the cliff of 85 million pounds to meet them at a certain point of 60 million pounds. We wait and see how that pans out, and I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about the Gyokeres deal to Arsenal. Now, let's go to Ian Maatsen. Ian Maatsen is a player that is really talented. 22-year-old Dutch. He's at the Euros. After Frankie de Jong, who was really injured, they called Maatsen in to replace him, and David Austin came out and really announced that Aston Villa reached agreement with Chelsea to sign left-back Ian Maatsen. Fee for 22 million pounds. Fee for 22-year-old Dutch youth international, just north of now expired Borussia Dortmund specific 35 million pound release clause. Personal terms in place on a 6-year contract. Now, Ian Maatsen had some good 6 months at Borussia Dortmund and he really put in a very good shift. After putting in a very good shift, Borussia Dortmund wanted to keep the player, but they are only willing to offer like I think 20 million pounds to the side of Chelsea, and Chelsea were like, good enough, he played for you and he showed you what he has in his lockers. And we all believe that a lot hasn't gone ahead to get unlocked from this guy's lockers, all drawers. He still has more drawers to pull out. Obviously put in a lot of performances. That is the guy known as Gyokeres. And now Ian Maatsen. Now Ian Maatsen is like, it's good for me not to go back to Germany because I want to be in the Premier League. However, Maatsen went ahead and really had a very good debut at the side of Borussia Dortmund, played in the Champions League finale, and is the reason as to why they went ahead, obviously, conceded the second goal. But he wants to play in the Premier League. And guess what? He has come to a team known as Aston Villa that is also going to be playing in the Champions League. And maybe Aston Villa have also going to hit to look through it and we understand that they need a player like Ian Maatsen, and an agreement has been struck between Chelsea and Aston Villa. And I think now the deal of John Duran has going to hit to be paused because as we speak right now, the negotiation is for John Duran. Aston Villa wants players from Chelsea, and Chelsea is like, we're not giving you any play. I think that's why they've gone ahead to come to a common understanding that it's over. It's over, and let's obviously deal in money. If I told you want John Duran, he'll also get us money and maybe look for someone else. So Ian Maatsen, we are waiting to see how they are going to really get this deal done over the line, but it's north of £35 million, and Chelsea will be willing to obviously let the guy go because the player doesn't want to stay at Chelsea, as he has gone ahead to see lots of bad days at the side of Chelsea. It has been nightmares all over. And we wait to see how Unai Emery is going to integrate him into his team, because originally before he left for the side of Borussia Dortmund, he was playing as a number 10 in the midfield. When he went to Borussia Dortmund, the manager there, Tazik, saw a very good left back in Ian Maatsen. And guess what? He has been played as a left back. And now, is Aston Villa signing a central midfielder or they are signing a left back? That's the huge question, and the answer will be gotten as soon as possible when this obviously comes to pass. So let's wait and see how that comes to pass. But a deal is going to have to be agreed. Ian Maatsen to Aston Villa is a here we go, and we are waiting to see how the player is really gonna react to that. But I think he won't say no because he knows to eat that. They've gonna hit obviously agree everything. The moment a team comes in through and really agrees an agreement with the team, with the club, they've already gonna hit obviously agree terms, personal terms, and so on and so forth with the player. Sometimes the player is like, two teams are in need of me, I don't need to obviously negotiate with them. The team that gives you what you want is the team I'm going to negotiate with. But in this particular transfer, it has been Aston Villa talking to the side of Ian Maatsen, and they've gone ahead to find themselves in agreement terms, and they really have some good results as Aston Villa, as they plan for their season that starts on, I think, who is Aston Villa is hosting who? Let me check here. Aston Villa. They are preparing for their season because it's really going to be very, 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 very busy season for them as a side of Aston Villa. And for Aston Villa, they are opening up on the 17th with West Ham. They're going to be playing away at West Ham. Then they'll host Arsenal, then Leicester City, then they host Everton, Wolverhampton Wanderers, then they play away at Ipswich Town. 5th October, they're playing at Manchester. They'll be playing against Manchester United, and on the 30th of November, if all goes well, Ian Maatsen will be paying a visit to Chelsea to obviously play against his previous team. That is it. Now, Lamine Yamal is one of those players that are going to have to come in through and really put in a very huge shift in the game of football. And guess what? We have a very huge update coming in through from the guy called Lamine Yamal on his side. I hope to become a Barca legend. I want to stay here and do my best for many years via Partida Cop, you know. And Fabrizio added and said, Barcelona have already prepared their new contract proposal for Lamine Yamal in until July 2025, when he'll turn 18 years of age. So, in the Premier League, when a player turns 17, he's allowed to sign a professional contract. In the La Liga, a player has to sign a contract when he's 18. That's why the likes of Enric are going to be allowed to come in through when they turn 18 years of age in the side of Real Madrid and sign a contract. So, he wants to become a Barca legend. And when you look at how he's performing at that age, he's still okay. I know when you look at Lamine Yamal, he's just 16 years of age, and in July this year he's gonna be turning 20. He's going to be turning 17. So if he ever signs for Barcelona at the age of 18, I know he would have gone ahead to do lots and lots of things, because at just 16 years of age for Barcelona, he went ahead to play 37 games last season, 5 goals and 5 assists. Those are 10 goal involvements. In the Champions League, he played 10 games, 2 assists. Those are 37 games, 5 goals and 7 assists. When you add on what we call the Supercopa de España, 2 matches and 1 goal. So in his debut season, for full debut season for Barcelona, he played 49 games, 6 goals and 7 assists. That's not really bad. And this time round, he's gonna come in through and really start to play for the side of Barcelona hugely, and we all understand how Hans Flick is really good at really turning these players into the players they want to be. And I tell you, it might be a blessing in disguise for sacking Xavi and getting in Hans Flick on the side of Yamal, that this manager is going to turn him into a world-class player. But I know he's going to become a Barca legend, if at all he minds what he does, especially his lifestyle, and really lives the exact lifestyle of a football player. May the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. Your thoughts on to Gyokeres negotiations, wish to Arsenal, what do you make about it? Ian Maatsen deal hijacked, what do you make about it? And what are your thoughts about Lamine Yamal wanting to become a Barcelona legend? Ciao, ciao.